Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing fantastic. It's a great day for us because we are finally here at the Western Uplands Backpacking Trail in Algonquin Provincial Park. We have a 15-kilometer hike today, so it's gonna be a long day with our 35 pound backpacks. Once we get across the bridge, we are officially in Algonquin Park on the trail, heading to our campsite at Maggie Lake East.
What Richard didn't mention is it's a short 3-hour drive here from Toronto. It's kind of scenic, but the real scenery is once we get on the trail. So we bypassed that and our sleepy 6 a.m. faces to give us our bright 10 a.m. faces after coffee. We just parked our car and the bugs are already out. I'm pretty sure we've been here not more than 5 minutes and I already have like 3 or 4 bug bites. So
it is early June, so the mosquitoes here are absolutely vicious, and really there's one on the lens. I don't know if you can see it. To be honest, that's kind of the thing that I'm the most afraid of. We've layered on the bug spray, so hopefully that helps. The mosquitoes are relentless. This is insane. Oh, they're all over. They're on your legs too.
really?
So we've gotten maybe a kilometer and a half in. And honestly, it feels great to be here with nature. It's really quiet and peaceful. These mosquitoes are absolutely relentless. Like, it feels like we're the last chance that they'll ever have another meal again.
I'm pretty sure my body's already on fire from all of the mosquito bites.
Crazy.
And we're wearing bug spray.
They are out in full force.
Well, we know we're going the right way because there's the backpacker on this one, which means we're headed in the right direction around the loop, versus the one over there, which doesn't have a backpacker on it, which means you're headed in the opposite way of the loop.
Hey, Mr. Bear. What's your name, Mr. Bear? Where are you going, Mr. Bear? I wish you could sing to the mosquitoes like that to keep them away too. Go away, Mr. Mosquito.
Hey there. You're recorded.
Well, we have a bit of a downhill here.
All right, big girl steps. Gotta be a little careful on this one. And this is why it's not as straightforward as walking 4 kilometers in the city.
So the one thing about going down a decline like this is metabolically it's much easier on your body, but structurally it's just much more difficult than going up an incline. That's Kin 101 for you. Thanks for joining the Rich and Kirsten class. We'll see you at Maggie Lake. Not an issue. It's really nice to hear the sounds of nature for once and not the sounds of horns honking all the time and trucks driving by. We passed another hiker along the way though, and we told him where we were going, and he said, you guys got a slog ahead of you. So I'm starting to wonder if we booked a campsite a little too far. Only time will tell though.
I'm actually pretty surprised at how well cleared the paths are. I knew that they wouldn't be too bad because it's a pretty well used trail. However, you can kind of tell where the path leads just based on the fact that it's been used for hundreds of years, which means that the trails haven't really grown any vegetation in a long time, which has been really helpful not to have to find the trail markers.
Well, we got our first interesting water crossing here.
Natural water slide, anyone?
It actually looks like it'd be a lot of fun if it wasn't just completely rock.
Might be the quickest way down. Gotta buckle up for safety. Don't want to lose that.
This right here is what they call out in the bush a widowmaker, because it's one of those trees that's sitting precariously, and if it's to fall down, it'll kill you. So I'm gonna go quickly underneath it. Well, we're making pretty good progress here. I'd say we're doing somewhere between 4 and 5 kilometers an hour because we've done somewhere between 5 and 6 kilometers in and we've been on the trail for almost an hour and a half now. So all in all, pretty good. Stop for a quick water break. After the first 2 kilometers, the mosquitoes have been a lot better. At this point, I feel like there's maybe 5 or 6 around us instead of 500 or 600. I'm praying that it continues all the way. It's been very up and down though.
I feel like the camera doesn't really give you enough perspective on how up and down it is. Probably like climbing like 1 story worth of stairs up, but it's just tough because it's not actually stairs, it's nature's stairs.
Well, a wise man once said that all types of mushrooms are indeed edible, but some of them are only edible once.
Well, we are 5.5 kilometers deep into the park. We've passed Maple Lake, which is one of the first campsites, which means we've only got about 6.6 kilometers left to go until we hit the bottom of Maggie Lake. I brought snacks. These ones we made are energy bites. They are dates, toasted cashews, and cocoa powder.
Kind of look like dead bugs. They don't taste like dead bugs though.
Pretty good. I'm having a hard time convincing my body to put my 30-pound pack back on. Oh.
You can do it. I believe in you.
This is the wrong way, but maybe I need a change in pace. Hang on, water break. Time for more water. You can't really tell from the camera, but the landscape's really changed in this area. You can tell it's almost like the skylights have opened, like the trees have kind of left a little bit more light to come through. It's a lot flatter here too, but I'm really certain that's going to change again soon.
It's not as muddy here either. Like earlier on, there was a lot of places where there was just mud. And you can tell if it rains, the water would have pooled. And that's just a breeding ground for mosquitoes. So I suppose it makes sense, right?
I would like to still find that river to fill up my water bottle.
Onwards and upwards. You good there? Well guys, this right here is the reason people come to Algonquin. We're on Little Hardy Lake. We're getting close to our campsite, but we had to just stop and admire the beauty. This is an incredible lake, surrounded by evergreen trees. I'm a happy boy right now. And after spending the last 2 months in one of the busiest city in Canada, this is like a totally drastic change for us. Kirsten and I had to trade because of how many mosquitoes there are. It is really bad. I mean, I guess pretty stagnant water, you gotta expect that, right? This is a very tedious way to get water. Well, I'm not too impressed with the speed of the water filtration system, but it tastes really good right now. Can't lie, I'm starting to feel the burn of having done 12, 13 kilometers so far. We're almost there, we're almost there.
Well, we found a potential campsite for the night, but there are some that I think might be a little bit nicer. So we're gonna push on. It is 3 o'clock on the dot.
Oh, nice picture.
Isn't that nice? It's not quite dinner time yet, but we're starting to get hungry and we just wanna set up our camp and just be ready for a good night.
Oh, I think that was 18 kilometers later.
We pushed on and decided to go on to a different campsite from the other one. And I am so thankful we did. This one is just perfect. It's down away from the main path, so it's pretty private. There's a lot of space, and it's technically a campsite for 3, but we haven't seen anybody else here yet. So maybe we'll just get an supersized campsite tonight.
So before we give you a tour of the Rich and Kirsten Bush Campground, we decided that we're gonna eat. So on tonight's menu is some dehydrated pad thai. And the first step to creating dehydrated pad thai is to filter some water. Step 2, you gotta boil some water. It's a pretty fun little stove, isn't it?
Step 3, you combine all this stuff with this big old package. And hope that your fire doesn't go out.
And step 4, once you have boiling water and your dehydrated food ready, you pour it in. Great success. Okay, so now we have to wait 15 to 20 minutes, which might be enough time to do a quick campsite tour.
Located here in the south wing, this is our kitchen for today. It's a beautiful 1-burner stove kitchen. Let's head to the next part of the campsite. Located here in the southwest wing of the campsite is the Thunderbox. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up. And welcome to the great room, this beautiful fire pit, complete with seating, a chair someone left behind, which I can't believe they brought it here in the first place. Lots of mosquitoes, which hopefully we're gonna burn away a little bit later. Let me show you the coolest part of this room. A walkout pool. Not only is the great room beautiful for fires, it's the perfect water resource that you need in order to survive here in the wilderness. And the best room in the house, this super deluxe tent cabin full of glamping experience just for you. And no mattress pads because they were too heavy for us. But at least we have some supreme sleeping bags, so it should be okay tonight.
Debatably the most important part of the evening, it's time to set up our bear hang. We're not gonna hang our food quite yet, but I would feel a lot better having this thing hung up because it's something I've never done before. So the idea is in case it gets stuck, it's gonna actually break apart. Wrong one. But you see how it just unravels? Bam. So that's the benefit of that knot. It got caught and I didn't have to cut the rope. Oh, that was so close. Look how close that is. I am trying to see if I can get it to fall down the other side somehow. I'm gonna give this one more go, and if not, I'm gonna maybe either scout out a new location or get a rock bag that hopefully will be heavy enough.
Oh.
Same problem though.
Stuck again.
This time though, using our patented rope swing maneuver, we were able to get the knot to unravel and later that night hang our food from the bears. Very nice. Now it's time for dinner. Dehydrated pad thai. Let's eat.
Doesn't that look delicious?
Kind of looks like airplane food. Economy airplane food.
I don't know how
Oh,
best
it
to get
smells.
this out.
That is bear attractant right there. That's decent. That's actually decent. It's not amazing, but for anybody who wants to just add water and you're out in the bush, I would definitely recommend
And
it.
considering I didn't have to cook it,
Even better. Would you give it like a 6.5? Not great, not terrible?
I'm gonna give it a 6.5, not great, not terrible, but considering it's our first camping meal, I'm gonna just give this one like an 8 on the camping meal scale.
Bush cooking with Rich and Kirsten. Well guys, there is not much more for us to do tonight other than watch the campfire, enjoy a beautiful sunset over the lake, and get some rest.
It was an early wake-up call at 4:30 a.m. with only 2 cups of coffee to get us on the road, so my body is saying it's time to go to bed.
Hey, Mr. Bear, please stay over there. Mr. Bear, please don't come over here. Mr. Bear, please just stay away.
In the next episode, our second day in the park was marked with tough terrain, warm temperatures.
I think this might have been one of the most physically enduring things I've ever had to do in my life.
Many more mosquitoes.
This site is really beautiful, it's very peaceful, and I feel a lot closer to wilderness tonight.
And Mother Nature showing us a more wet side.